Hello students, welcome to my channel Learning History Made Easy. In today's video, we'll be seeing the next part in our political science video series. So before going into the video, if anyone is seeing the channel for the first time or if you have not subscribed to my channel, please do subscribe and share it with your friends, and also click the bell button to receive notifications whenever I upload new videos. So without wasting time, let us get into today's video. So today's video is about the reorganization of states. Okay, so the topic is reorganization of states. Okay, so prior to 1947, the territory of India consisted of British Indian provinces and princely states. So there were two divisions prior to 1947, that is British Indian provinces as well as princely states. Both these combined together to form the Indian territory. Now, because of this reason, after independence, that is in 1947, because of this, reorganization of states was necessary because it was divided. British Indian provinces were there and princely states were there, and because of this reason, reorganization of states became necessary. And the provinces, all these provinces were multilingual. They were multilingual as well as a multicultural. So they had to be reorganized in some form, these states. And with the introduction of the present constitution, the territories were divided into 4 categories. So the constitution was introduced, and with this all the territories were divided into 4 categories. As a part of reorganization, constitution was introduced, and with this all these territories, that is British Indian provinces plus princely states, all of them together were divided into 4 categories. So now let us see what are these 4 categories into which they were divided. So they were divided into 4 categories. So we can write it as Part A, Part B, Part C, and Part D. Okay, so this is how the 4 categories are. Part A states are there, Part B states are there, Part C and Part D. So which are the states coming under Part A? So the states coming under Part A, that is Andhra, Assam, Bihar, Bombay, Madhya Pradesh, Madras, Orissa, Punjab, then United Provinces, and West Bengal. All these were included in Part A states. So according to the constitution, all these territories were divided into 4 categories, that is Part A, B, C and D. In Part A, the states consisted of Andhra, Assam, Bihar, Bombay, Madhya Pradesh, Madras, Orissa, Punjab, then United Provinces as well as West Bengal. Okay, all these, if you see, were former British Indian provinces. Okay, so I think I'll write here, they were British. No, I'll write on the side. Okay, they were, all of them were former British Indian provinces. Okay, provinces. That is Part A states. Now let us see part B states. What all are included in part B state? Before that, we'll just move it towards the side. Then I think it will be much clear for you. Okay. So next we will see the part B state. Okay. Part B states. The part B states consisted of Hyderabad, okay, Jammu, then Kashmir, Madhya Bharat, then Mysore, Patiala, then PEPSU. PEPSU was Patiala and East Punjab State Union. Those East Punjab State Union and Patiala included in PEPSU. Then Rajasthan, Saurashtra, then Travancore and Cochin. So all these were included in part B states. And these part B states, they were princely states. Okay, they were princely states. So before only we have said that the Indian territory consisted of British Indian provinces as well as princely states, and because of this reorganization was necessary. So when reorganization came after the constitution, part A states were the British Indian provinces and part B states were the princely states. So part A states Andhra, Assam, Bihar, Bombay, Madhya Pradesh, Madras, Orissa, Punjab, United Province and West Bengal were the British Indian provinces, and part B states, that is Hyderabad, Jammu, Kashmir, Madhya Bharat, Mysore, Patiala, PPSU, Rajasthan, Saurashtra, Travancore and Cochin, all these were the princely states, and they were chief commissioners province, part B states. Now let us see which all were included in part C states. Okay, so considering part C states, okay, next we will see about part C states. Part C state consisted of Ajmer, then Bhopal, Coorg, Delhi, Himachal Pradesh, then Kutch, Manipur, Tripura and Vindhya Pradesh. All these were included in the part C states, that is Ajmer, Bhopal, Coorg, Delhi, Himachal Pradesh, Kutch, Manipur, Tripura and Vindhya Pradesh. All these included in the part C states. Now the last division was part D states. Part D consisted of Andaman and Nicobar. Nicobar Islands. Nicobar Islands were included in the part D states. The states under part C and part D, okay, there was something different with these two divisions. The states under part C and part D were ruled by president. Okay, both these C and D were ruled by president with the aid of lieutenant governor or chief commissioner or lieutenant governor helped, and it was ruled by the president. That was the speciality of part C and part D. Other one was former British Indian provinces and princely states, that is A and B, and part C and part D were ruled by president with the aid of lieutenant governor or chief commissioner. So this was the basic division of states, that is basic reorganization which was done after 1947. Now next topic which we are going to study is about the linguistic principles as a basis of reorganization. So before we go into that, let us just see these points which we have studied till now. Okay, reorganization of states. Prior to 1947, the territories of India consisted of British Indian provinces and princely states. Because of this, reorganization of states was necessary. The provinces were multilingual and multicultural. With the introduction of the present constitution, the territories were divided into four categories. Part A states: Andhra, Assam, Bihar, Bombay, Madhya Pradesh, Madras, Orissa, Punjab, United Province and West Bengal. They were former British Indian provinces. Part B states: Hyderabad, Jammu, Kashmir, Madhya Bharat, Mysore, Patiala, PEPSU, Rajasthan, Saurashtra, Travancore and Cochin. They were princely states or chief commissioners' provinces. Now, Part C states consisted of Ajmer, Bhopal, Coorg, Delhi, Himachal Pradesh, Kutch, Manipur, Tripura and Vindhya Pradesh. And Part D states were Andaman and Nicobar. The states under Part C and D were ruled by the President with the aid of Lieutenant Governor or Chief Commissioner. Okay. Now let us move on to the next topic, that is linguistic principles as the basis of reorganization. Okay, the next topic is linguistic principles as the basis of reorganization. How were the states reorganized? Based on linguistic principles, that is language. So that is the next topic. Now, regarding language as a basis for reorganization is very important. See, the importance of language as a basis of reorganization is very important. Why? Why is language so important? We can say that language is closely related to culture and customs of people. Language is closely related to two things, that is culture of the people and customs of the people. So that is the one thing in which language is very important. And the spread of education and literacy can occur only through the medium of mother tongue. The next point is the spread of education can occur only through medium of mother tongue. Through the medium of mother tongue. The spread of education and literacy can occur only through the medium of mother tongue. So that also shows the importance of language. Now the next point is considering a common man. If you consider common man, to a common man, democracy, to a common man, democracy can be real. Democracy can be real only when politics and administration are conducted in his own language. Okay, democracy can be real only when politics and administration are conducted in his own language. See, considering a common man, if it is in any other language, he cannot make it out. So for a common man, democracy can be real, can be understood only if the politics as well as the administration is conducted in their own mother tongue, in his own language. Next, linguistic states can provide education, administration and judicial activity in mother tongue. So because of all these reasons, the linguistic states concept came. Why? Because linguistic states, they can provide education, administration and judicial activity in their own mother tongue. So because of this, we can say that the linguistic principles was very important in the reorganization of states. So language was closely related to the culture and customs of the people. Spread of education and literacy happened through mother tongue. A common man can make democracy real only if the politics and administration was in his own language. And linguistic states can provide education, administration and judicial activity in their own mother tongue. So the importance of a language or organizing the states based on language, linguistic states became very important because of all these reasons. So hence it was assumed that free India would base its boundaries on linguistic principles. Because of all these reasons, it was decided that free India can base its boundaries based on the linguistic principles. Now let us see the a process through which the states were reorganized based on language. The Linguistic Provinces Commission. Okay, so a commission was set up, that is Linguistic Provinces Commission. This commission was headed by Justice S.K. Dar. This commission was appointed by the Constituent Assembly to look into the reorganization of states based on languages. The Linguistic Provinces Commission was set up with Justice S.K. Dar as the head. Now, another committee, that is JVP committee, consisting of Jawaharlal Nehru, then Vallabhbhai Patel and Pattabhi Sitaramayya. This committee advised against the creation of linguistic states. So, first Linguistic Provinces Committee was set up with Justice S.K. Dar as the head. The next committee, that is JVP committee, that is J for Jawaharlal Nehru, V for Vallabhbhai Patel and P for Pattabhi Sitaramayya. This committee advised against the creation of linguistic states for the time being, because they thought that it may threaten the national unity. So this committee was against the creation of linguistic states, Why? Because they feared that if people are divided based on languages, it may affect the national unity. That is the reason why JVP committee was against the creation of linguistic states, that is for time being. So in 1952, what happened? In 1952, the popular freedom fighter Potti Sri undertook a fast unto death. He started a fast unto death. And what was his demand? For the cause of separate Andhra state. He wanted a separate Andhra state. For that reason, he undertook a fast unto death in 1952. But he expired after fasting for 58 days. Potti Sri Ramalu passed away, or he expired after 58 days of fasting. Finally, the demand was conceded and the state of Andhra Pradesh came into existence. In 1953. So what happened in 1952? Famous freedom fighter Potti Sri Ramalu, he undertook a fast unto death. His demand was he wanted separate Andhra state. But after fasting for 58 days, he expired. But based on his demand, a separate Andhra state was considered. In 1953, it came into existence. So that was a very major turning point in this linguistic states reorganization. Now, after the formation of Andhra in 1953, the success of Andhra encouraged others. Okay, now we know that Andhra Pradesh succeeded in forming a separate state, and it encouraged others to educate and meet the demands of the government. The government appointed a state reorganization committee. Now, for the next purpose, the government appointed a state reorganization committee. Reorganization committee was appointed in 1953. Okay, this was called as State Reorganization Committee, SRC, in 1953. So the success of Andhra encouraged others to educate, because they saw the success of Andhra, and to meet the demand of the people, the government appointed State Reorganization Committee, that is SRC, in 1953. Now, an act was passed, that is State Reorganization Act. State Reorganization Act was passed in 1956. Now, what is the act? The State Reorganization Act 1956. The committee, another committee constituted in December 1953. Okay, another committee, that is the committee consisted of Justice Fazal Ali, K.M. Panikkar, and Hridayanath Kunru. Hridayanath Kunru were the members of this committee. That is another committee which was formed in 1953, consisting of Justice Fazal Ali, K.M. Panikkar, and Hridayanath Kunru. It was known as Fazal Ali Committee. Now, this committee, what they did is they first examined the issue. Now, the issue, the others, after Andhra, other states started demanding. So, this committee first examined the issue and recommended the principles for state reorganization. They examined the whole issue and they recommended some principles for state reorganization, some principles, and they reported in 1955, and finally the State Reorganization Bill was passed, and the bill was introduced in 1956 in the parliament. In April 1956, this bill was introduced in the parliament. So a committee was appointed with Justice Fazal Ali, K.M. Panikkar, and Hridayanath Kunru. They just examined the issue and finally they recommended some principles for state reorganization. They gave their report and finally the State Reorganization Bill was passed in 1956 and it was introduced in the parliament. So after introducing the bill in the parliament, so let us see the next point. The state reorganized, when the bill was implemented in 1956, the bill was 1956, the bill was introduced in the parliament and the State Reorganization Act was passed. Okay, an act was passed. That act was called as State Reorganization Act. Okay, this act also was passed in November 1956. Bill was introduced in the parliament in April 1956. That is a bill in parliament. And in November 1956, the State Reorganization Act was passed. Now, this act has some points, that is, some features are there. These things are to be included. So, the first feature of the act was abolishing the distinction between Part A, B, C, and D states. So we have already studied that in the beginning, the states, after constitution was formed, states were divided into 4 categories, that is Part A, B, C, and D. That was not based on linguistic principles. So now with the State Reorganization Act in 1956, first it was decided that the distinction, that division between Part A, B, C, and D states, that has to be abolished. Now, after abolishing that, what has to be done? That is the second point, that is establishment of 2 categories. 2 categories of units, that is states and union territories. So instead of Part A, B, C, and D states, now 2 categories of units have to be established, that is states and union territories. That was the second feature in the Act of 1956. Now the third one was to abolish the Raja Pramukhs. Raj Pramukhs. Okay, the third one was to abolish Raj Pramukhs. This act, the fourth point, it provided for the creation of 14 states and 6 union territories. Okay, so the part-wise division was cancelled, and now it provided for the creation of 14 states and 6 union territories. So in that way, it was the division was complete. So the State Reorganization Act was passed in 1956. According to that, it has some features. First is to abolish the distinction between Part A, B, C and D states, then establishing two categories, that is states and union territories, then abolishing Raj Pramukhs, and finally 14 states and 6 union territories were established. So this was the decisions made in the Act. Now just let us see the points which we have studied till now. Language as a basis for reorganization is important. Language is closely related to culture and customs of the people. The spread of education and literacy can occur only through the medium of mother tongue. To a common man, democracy can be real only when politics and administration are conducted in his own language. Linguistic states can provide education, administration and judicial activity in mother tongue. Hence, it was assumed that free India would base its boundaries on linguistic principles. The Linguistic Provinces Commission, headed by Justice S.K. Dar, was appointed by the Constituent Assembly. JVP Committee, consisting of Jawaharlal Nehru, Vallabhbhai Patel and Pattabhi Sitaramaiah, advised against the creation of linguistic states for the time being, as it may threaten the national unity. In 1952, a popular freedom fighter, Potti Sriramulu, undertook fast unto death for the cause of a separate Andhra state and expired after fasting for 58 days. Finally, the demand was considered and state of Andhra Pradesh came into existence in 1953. The success of Andhra encouraged others to educate and meet the demands of the government, appointed the State Reorganization Committee in 1953. Now, State Reorganization Act 1956. The committee was constituted in December 1953 with Justice Fazal Ali, K.M. Panikar and Hridayanath Kundru as members. They examined the issue and recommended the principles for reorganization. The Commission reported in 1955, and finally the State Reorganization Bill 1956 was introduced in Parliament in April 1956. The State Reorganization Act was passed in 1956. The main features of the Act are abolishing the distinction between Part A, B, C and D states, establishment of two categories of units, states and union territories, abolition of Raj Pramukhs, and the Act provided for creation of 14 states and 6 union territories. So next, let us continue with the next point. Okay, now 14 states and 6 union territories have been established. Now, considering some states, that is, after 1956 also, that is after this act also, after 1956 also, there was bilingual Bombay state, bilingual state of Bombay, consisting of people speaking bilingual means two languages, people speaking two languages, that is Gujarati and Marathi speaking people. So even after 1956, there was bilingual Bombay state consisting of Gujarati and Marathi speaking people. Now after a popular agitation, there was a popular agitation. After a popular agitation, the states of Maharashtra, Maharashtra and Gujarat were created in 1960. So before, Bombay was bilingual with Gujarati speaking people and Marathi speaking people. After an agitation, the states of Maharashtra and Gujarat were separated and created in 1960. Now again in Punjab, Punjab also there were two linguistic group, that is people speaking two different languages, that is Hindi speaking people and there were Punjabi speaking people. So two different groups were there. Hindi speaking people were there and also Punjabi speaking people were there. Now Punjabi speaking people wanted demanded a separate state. This Punjabi speaking people wanted a separate state, and the state reorganization committee first did not accept. They refused to accept the demand because they told that it would not solve either the linguistic issue or the communal issue. They did not accept it. But after several powerful movements, finally in 1966 Punjab was divided into, so if you see, Punjab was divided into Punjab and Haryana. Punjab and Haryana. So finally it was agreed, and in 1966 Punjab was divided into Punjab and Haryana. So in 1956 Bombay was still bilingual, consisting of Gujarati and Marathi speaking people. After a strong agitation, the states of Maharashtra and Gujarat came into being in 1960. Punjab also, there were two linguistic groups, that is Hindi speaking people and Punjabi speaking people. Punjabi speaking people demanded for a separate state, but in the beginning the state reorganization committee refused to accept this because they told that it will not either solve the linguistic or the communal issue of Punjab. But after several powerful movements, finally in 1966 Punjab was divided into Punjab and Haryana. So in all these different steps, India was finally reorganized based on languages, that is linguistic basis. The reorganization happened. Now language alone did not remain the sole basis. So if you see linguistic reorganization, language did not was the sole thing of reorganization. So language alone did not, or we can say was not, the sole basis for reorganization, and regional culture and complaints of regional imbalance have led to the demands of smaller states. Again and again there are some regional imbalances, regional culture, complaints of regional imbalance. All these have led to the demand of smaller states. There have been continuous demand for smaller states because of many reasons. So if you see Andhra Pradesh, the bifurcation of Andhra Pradesh into Telangana and Andhra Pradesh is declared. So we can say that still there are many demands for smaller states. Maybe many reasons are there, regional, cultural, all other or imbalances. All these have led to the demand for many smaller states. If you see, Andhra Pradesh was bifurcated into Telangana and Andhra Pradesh. So all these were the points regarding the state reorganization. So just let us see the points which we have studied till now. After a popular agitation, the states of Maharashtra and after 1956 also there were bilingual Bombay state consisting of Gujarati and Marathi speaking people. After a popular agitation, the states of Maharashtra and Gujarat were created in 1960. In Punjab also there were two linguistic groups, Hindi speaking and Punjabi speaking. The Punjabi speaking people demanded a separate state, and the state reorganization committee refused to accept the demand on the ground that it would not solve either linguistic or communal problems of Punjab. After several powerful movements, finally in 1966 Punjab was divided into Punjab and Haryana. Language alone did not remain the sole basis for the reorganization of states. Regional culture and complaints of regional imbalance have led to the demand of smaller states. The bifurcation of Andhra Pradesh into Telangana and Andhra Pradesh is declared. Now let us see some question answers regarding the topics which we have studied. When was the SRC, that is State Reorganization Committee, formed? 1953. Mention the names of members of SRC: Justice Fazal Ali, K.M. Panikar and Hridayanath Kundru. When was the State Reorganization Act enacted? November 1956. State Reorganization Act created how many states and union territories in 1956? That is 14 states and 6 union territories. Next question. When was Bombay bifurcated? Answer: 1960. When was Punjab bifurcated? 1966. Which state was bifurcated in 2013? Andhra Pradesh. How many states was Bombay divided into? Which are they? Bombay state was divided into two, Maharashtra and Gujarat. How many states was Punjab divided into? Which are they? Punjab was divided into two states, Punjab and Haryana. Give reasons for language as a basis for state reorganization. Language as a basis of state reorganization is important. Language is closely related to culture and customs of the people. The spread of education and literacy can occur only through the medium of mother tongue. To a common man, democracy can be real only when politics and administration are conducted in his language, and linguistic states can provide education, administration, and judicial activity in mother tongue. Now explain the reorganization of states. The points are explained in the video. You can go through that points. So all these were the points regarding the state reorganization. If you have any doubt, you can ask in the comment section. And also don't forget to like, share and subscribe to my channel. Your likes and shares will be of a great encouragement for me to make more and more videos. So I hope to see you all soon in the coming video. Thank you for watching.